Hi everyone, Jelly here, and thanks for coming to watch another nail polish video. Today I am reviewing Rogue Lacquer's Holiday Imagineering Quad, which I believe came out for winter 2022. I bought these polishes with my own money to review, just because I wanted to try them out. And underneath all my manicures today, I am going to be using KB Shimmer's Nail Strengthening Base Coat. I'm using it just because I do use acetone and I feel like it helps my nails survive. And with my base coat on, let's go ahead and review our first polish. First up, we have Haunted Holiday. It is an Eerie flake bomb packed with black metallic flakes, magenta, purple, orange glass flakes with black and silver reflective glitters. I'm not going to lie, I did struggle with this one a little bit. It was my first time using a flake bomb. I had never used one before, so I wasn't prepared for how careful you really have to be on these. While the flakes do come off really easily, they were a little difficult for me to clean up, and I just really struggled with the cleanup part. But besides that, this is such a beautiful polish. I believe it is in a clear base coat, since you can still see quite a bit of my bare nail underneath. I do like that it does have a nice look in one coat. I personally prefer how it looks in 2 or 3 coats. Since it does have that reflective glitter in it and it is packed, it can be pretty thick after the second coat. So I strongly would recommend looking or working the polish to make sure that you only have to worry about doing the second coat. But as you can see, when I add that second coat in, it gives really nice coverage. I personally like how it looks. There, it has the visible nail line, and then all those flakes do spread around easily, and they lay nice and flat on the nail. On the other nail, you can definitely see that second coat really does make a difference, even when you do more of a thinner layer like I did on that one. And I feel like it gets third opacity, but because of how I do my swatches, I did do a third coat on that ring nail just to make sure that you can see how everything looked. When I move my finger around, you can definitely see those reflective glitters come out. It is not too difficult to remove, but as I said before, it can be a little bit messy because of all the flakes, so please be careful when you are doing your cleanup and your application. Do not make the same mistakes that I did. And here's 1, 2, and 3 coats of Haunted Holiday. Up next, we have Holly Jolly, which is described as a mistletoe green crelly with magenta, orange, purple glass flakes, and black metallic flakes that's sure to put you in the holly jolly spirit. When I first saw this one, I wasn't completely sold. Even though I love green polishes, I don't prefer the ones that are more cool tone blue leaning. I prefer the ones that are more warm tone yellow leaning. But once I was able to try this for myself, I definitely did fall in love with it. In the pictures and videos, it definitely leans more on that cool tone green. And in real life, it does too, but it's not as intense as I thought it would be, so I did end up liking that. I did also like the pink flakes in it. That really made the difference for me, and that really made it a standout favorite. While it is one of my higher favorites in the collection, I wouldn't say it's my top favorite, especially since Haunted Holiday is the whole reason why I bought this collection in the first place. But this one is definitely up there as well. I loved how nice and smooth it was on application, and 2 coats was perfect, though if you are really careful, you could probably get away with 1 coat if you have short nails like I do in this video. But definitely don't really need that 3rd coat unless your nails are on the longer side. I do also like how when you move your fingers around, you can definitely see those different colors of the flakes. And on that 3rd coat, You can definitely see it is a little bit thicker there, but it still has some pretty nice color payoff. I don't think you need a third coat unless you're not careful or you have really long nails. And there is 1, 2, and 3 coats of Holly Jolly. Next up, we have Most Magical Time, which is described as an enchanting baritone corelli with green-blue glass flakes and black metallic flakes. When I first saw this one, this definitely became a favorite. Unfortunately, I forgot to hit record when it came time for the first coat, so please enjoy this extra long moving of my fingers. And now that you have a good idea of what one coat's going to look like with a thicker coat and as well as a thinner coat, let's go ahead and add those second coats on. As you can see, it has beautiful coverage on that first coat. It definitely will have a warmer color if you want to do it just one, but if you want to deepen it up, definitely go in for that second or third coat. You'll see that it gets a little bit darker on those ones. This one also just has a really great formula. I did notice that because of all the flakes, they can be a little bit more on the thicker side, but that's alright. I don't mind working with a thicker polish just because I feel like it doesn't run everywhere and it's easier to work with for me. But adding that third coat, you can definitely see the color deepens just even a little bit more from that second coat as well. And there are 1, 2, and 3 coats of Most Magical Time. Lastly for today, we have Wonderful World of Color. It is described as a captivating rainbow flake bomb packed with an array of color-shifting glass flakes and black metallic flakes. This one was not at first one I was really looking for, but since I wanted to buy the whole collection, I did end up buying it anyways. Once I learned about the name and I applied it on, I did change my mind about it. It is quite a busy polish, I would say, but once you get to really looking at it, it's just so gorgeous because I believe it's also in that clear base again. If you are applying it lightly and you wipe your brush off a little bit in the bottle, you could possibly wear this as a top coat, or if you're just looking for something fun without fully covering your nails, you could definitely get away with wearing this one as well in just the one coat. But if you want to build it up, it does build up so nicely in those 2 to 3 coats. You can see that it went from minimal coverage to pretty decent coverage, if not completely full coverage in that second coat. And I just really loved how that looked as well. I do recommend that if you do have longer nails, you might want that third coat just to make sure everything is clean. You can also see that after learning about my experience with Haunted Holiday, I did improve a lot on working with that flaky base, even making sure to wipe off some extra on my brush, so I was working with a little bit less than I was used to just because of how many flakes are in there, and it's a lot easier to go back and add a little bit more than to try to change it from what I learned. And for that third coat, it doesn't make too much of a difference, I feel like. But as I said before, if you have much longer nails, that third coat might be beneficial. And here are 1, 2, and 3 coats of Wonderful World of Color. And here are all the polishes together. What did you think of them? My personal favorite would probably either be Haunted Holiday or Holly Jolly, but really it's really hard to choose. I really do love all of them. If you liked what you saw, please give this video a thumbs up. It lets me know that you would like to see more content like this. I am going to try to get back into the habit of posting a little bit more often. I got sick for a little bit, so it made it really hard to go ahead and be consistent posting, especially since what I got sick with affected my throat and it really hurt to talk. Again, if you like this video, hit hit the thumbs up video, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this or if I post a gameplay video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!